Well, welcome everybody to this week's Keys to Health and Happiness webinar, a weekly webinar series featuring Dr. Peter Amato, founder of Harmony Mountain Institute for Living and natural health practitioner with over 25 years experience. Tonight, we're going to continue the discussion on anti-aging. We will discuss the topic of renewed life purpose. This week, Dr. Amato is going to illuminate on this topic by looking more deeply at how a renewed life purpose can contribute to anti-aging. And we're both excited and we appreciate everybody for being on with us tonight. We commend you. But first, let me do this by asking you a few questions. Are you extremely healthy and happy? Do you feel like you're fully expressed in your life and are experiencing the fullness of your life? If you answered yes to that, well, wonderful. Keep on the good work and keep joining us to have that renewed each week. But if there was a no, well, that's okay too. Stay tuned with us tonight as we discuss the path to ultimate health and happiness. Welcome, Dr. Amato, and thank you so much for being here with us, sharing with us your wisdom. Please tell us more about this idea of a renewed life purpose. And what exactly are you referring to with this statement?
Absolutely. And thanks, Jake. And thanks, everyone, for being here again. We apologize for the technical delay. And it's an interesting topic tonight. You know, we wanted to unpack this idea, basically, about renewed life purpose. But before we launch into that topic, as you know, each week, and for anybody who's here new this evening, we actually ask folks to develop an intention on our calls each week. And and then observe that as time goes on and through the week and see how your life changes or if anything occurs in relationship to that intention. So basically, intention is leading to action or new behavior, which is a new way of thinking or creating change in your life. So ask yourselves, are you creating new habits through intentionality? Or actually, are you even listening to that still small voice when you get quiet? Because remember, we say that your intentions are the aim that guides your actions. Intentions are the aim that guides your actions. And that's what we mean when we say that the answers are within. So let's get quiet before we begin and perhaps bubble up an intention, or for those of you already practicing, check in on your intention and see how you're doing with it and how it's working in your life. If you're able to manifest and materialize any shift or change in behavior as a result of that intentionality that you've placed in your life. So relax the eyes closed. Giving up all your weight to your chair. Relax the shoulders. Feel the belly rising and falling. Inhale and exhale the upper legs, all pores, breathe. Place a half smile on your face, part the lips, and take that smile. Inhale the smile and exhale it down your body. Notice that there is no way to happiness, that happiness is the way itself, and we could change our mind in any given round of the breath just by smiling and starting the day or our life anew. Taking care of one breath at a time. If we take care of the present moment, all future moments will take care of themselves. Let your intention be just to smile and be happy. A silent joy without cause. Inhale it and exhale it. Almost a selfish giddiness. See if there's any intentionality happening otherwise. Anything bubbling up or something from last week. Feeling our collective space. We're all intertwined here weekly. This is a group consciousness that appears. And relax the eyes open if and when you're ready. Notice how you feel.
Feel good. Feel good. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Dr. Amato. We want to encourage you all to stay with us till the end, and we'll be offering a special opportunity for you. And we want to again welcome all of you who joined us, who are here with us live, but who are also watching this replay, which is available, everybody, for you all. And we want to encourage you to also tune into the previous Keys to Health and Happiness webinars that we've done, because they actually are in harmony with each other. But it's time to get started. The focus today is a renewed life purpose. And is it an idea that everyone's considered before? And is this an idea that Peter, this is a question that people take into consideration today?
Well, Jay, you called it out in the beginning of the evening, and when you asked people, are you healthy? Are you happy? So a continuous checking in, a continuous taking inventory, basically is what we say when we ponder on that question about renewed life purpose. So many people over the years come to me, with the cognitive issues, spiritual issues, health issues, and that's a question for all of us. Well, how are you doing on your life purpose? Who are you and why are you here? The hardest questions of mankind, basically. So we can approach it from many ways, and we'll examine it tonight a few different ways. A few weeks ago, we spoke about the alarming rate of neurodegenerative issues affecting the aging as well as our youth, with autism rates doubling every 5 years. How about that? Autism rates are doubling every 5 years. And new research suggests that within 20 years, our leading cause of death will be brain disease caused by environmental toxicity. That's right, over 50% of the population, when they die, will die from environmental toxicity. That's according to the World Health Organization. So it's certainly a time for us to wake up and renew our life purpose based on what's going on around us that's affecting us. So most of all, the good news is that this is preventable today with health maintenance, detoxification, and natural medicine. Most of the clients coming my way are suffering from this major epidemic. So basically, we're destroying our environment and killing ourselves at the same time. Look at that from a spiritual perspective. We're killing ourselves and nobody's talking about it. So I don't get it. The research studies, they're robust in the medical literature. However, traditional doctors, as we know, are not practiced or learned in the holistic approach that targets and eliminates and eliminating the root cause of disease. So this stuff is not even on their radar screen. So, I get it. I shared on some of the latest research, the amazing discoveries going on and how our advanced solutions can reduce, even eliminate this health crisis. Honestly, if we all just came together, talked about it, learned about it, and took some simple steps, our future would be much, much brighter. Going all the way back to 2005, there was one big study, actually 287 different chemicals are found in the umbilical cords and the blood of newborn babies. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
That newborn babies, Jake, have 287 different chemicals found in the umbilical cord and the blood. So when we detox pregnant moms, babies are born without toxins. It's that simple. So pregnant moms need to detox before they have their baby. This way the baby doesn't inherit their lifelong toxic load. And their life is much simpler and easier. So new research suggests that neurotoxicity, or what we call environmental toxins, will shorten our lifespan. So that's the key. But it addresses the core toxic burden, and then dealing with the onslaught of, believe it or not, 15,000 newly patented substances per week. 15,000 newly patented substances enter our inhale and exhale every week. And then we wonder why people are sick, and yet nobody's talking about it because it is what it is. So detoxing and staying clean are what we are focused on here at Harmony Mountain Center for Wellbeing, as well as at our upcoming Harmony Mountain Transformation retreats. So as you know, I'm not pitching, but we offer nutritional consultation, we teach self-care, we educate, I'm passionate, and we provide tools to remain ahead of this aging curve and in front of the toxicity. So take all that, and now renewing life purpose being what we're talking about here. So cleaning up and giving you the tools to take control and renew your life purpose sounds paramount to me. So why don't you take this seriously? Also, people listening and people, hit the chat box. Let us know your thoughts on this. Is this new awareness? Is it something that is not important to people, or do we not know where to turn? Our future depends on it. Ours, the children's, and so on.
Yeah. Well, especially as having a new baby in the family soon, doctor, this is pretty hitting home. And doc, these statistics and the current research is alarming that you just went through. You've been saying that our chronic health epidemic does not show up, though, in blood work, not to mention that traditional medicine only treats the symptom. I'm really starting now to get it and understand. So what you're saying is, in this new paradigm, self-care and personal responsibility are the key to ultimate health.
Absolutely, Jake. And one of my medical colleagues I was talking to today, he made a good analogy. He said, compare our life to a fishbowl. You have a fishbowl, an aquarium, if you will. Mm-hmm. The fish are in there. We have little trees and branches. We have rocks. We have water. We have food. We have ways. We have algae. So it's a whole environment.
Right.
Our health is also outside of our body. The world we live in is part of our health. We inhale, we eat the food, the soil, the water, the air, just like the fish, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we say when it doesn't show up in our blood work. It's in our tissues. We're finding that most of our illness is in our tissues or in our cells, not showing up in blood work. Only in the last 10 to 20 years have we arrived at this tipping point of knowledge, realizing that blood work is kind of like fake news, if you will. So finally, the amount of toxins in the electrosmog and the dirty electricity has taken over all of our health. That's how big a deal this is.
Mm-hmm.
But yet the traditional system is not even talking about it, let alone, treating it or wondering how to treat it, because it's not on their radar screen. They don't know how to find it. They don't see it. So without a holistic wellness approach, we will see a dramatic decline of health moving forward. But there's levels, or stages of wellness. And as our education has broadened, we're learning about this toxic world, how it's affected us, and how we can address all these stages of pure or future poor health. So we know how to address it, how to protect, and how to work with the environment. It's not hard to do, but we need to start doing it for the future. we have proven tools. We have remedies that flat out work. They're relatively inexpensive. This isn't a big deal. So when we think about renewing our life purpose, for me, and this week, this is on the top of the list. And, it's now based on what we know about healthcare. This isn't guesswork. This isn't maybe. Okay, there's already a ton of literature, but medical doctors, traditional, don't read them because they wouldn't know what to do anyway because they're not trained that way. And that's not a negative, okay, because they're amazing. We love our doctors. We love their technology. If I ever had needed an operation or a surgery or a car accident or, God forbid, an acute bacterial infection, boom, they got it. But we see that it's not happening. So let's ponder on a few questions here, my friends. What do you think about all that? And about this renewing your life purpose? Does your life ever feel empty in a general way? Does your life ever feel empty as you go through the chapters and stages of your life? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you ever feel like you lack meaning? That what you do in your day-to-day or how you approach however you spend your time, you ever feel like you could approach it differently? Do you ever feel like you've been there, done that, and you're just kind of going through the motions and, you're just kind of, going through the motions, maybe another new car, another vacation or a different apartment. Yeah. And in relationships, like how rich is that dialogue you have with people close to you? Are we talking about levels of consciousness here that are meaningful or, a new pair of glasses or whatever, Do we engage in meaningful conversation as people, as a species? Are you ever curious? Jake mentioned it earlier. Do you feel fully expressed in your life? Perhaps somewhere quietly, this topic tonight, within you, okay, and it is within you, you yearn for more purpose. Maybe you need a little guidance, or you want to open up your box of life a little wider. Maybe a spiritual connection is something that interests you, but you're curious, maybe afraid. Meaning, joy. Do you celebrate joy every day? Do you know how? Do we need tools? Are you tapped into your intuition? Do you have a service component in your life? Do you give back? Do you know how to love and be loved well? Are you content with that? Do you feel free in your life or trapped? Do you have power? Are you connected to your power and your organizing skills? Think about it. For half of our lives, we develop our personality to become a mature vehicle for the next major step in our life. We work on family and success, right? Relationships. That's what we're born to do. The American dream, right? Then many of us realize that, you know what? Okay, did pretty good at that. Maybe we have a midlife crisis or something comes up, whether it's health, divorce, whatever. And at some place, and somewhere deep within, we realize that we're spiritual beings. And we realize that we have, each one of us, unique gifts and talents. But we don't all know how to tap into that stuff. We weren't taught that, in our families or in our school. That's what we do. That's what I've been doing for many, many years. And Jake, with his work. We've helped many folks develop the courage. It's a big word, courage. Even with our wellness, people bring people here. People are afraid to come sometimes. People need to walk them through, to help them follow that innate calling that they're saying, yeah, I want to do it, but I'm curious, but I just need somebody to help me renew my life purpose. You see, I want to get into that toolkit. So we provide a safe bridge for you to cross over. And it's time in our civilization to bring together these two paths. The first half of the life, the maturity, the path of the ego, the healthy side of the ego, which is terrific. you know? And then there's the soul, the spiritual side that, and I have nothing to say about religion, but it's not for everyone. But yet there's a spiritual axiom just waiting for people to tap into in a cadre of different ways to enter and approach. That's what we do. We provide ways of entry for people to rediscover who they are, and for many, know themselves for the very first time. That's my life and my passion. That's why we are opening Harmony Mountain Institute for Living, to teach you. So, is your health and your spiritual development important to you? Would you like to understand the bigger picture, how to navigate today's truths and appreciate the universal laws occurring that help manifest your needs and the dreams in your life? From a health perspective, would you like to detox, thrive, change lanes, and become fully expressed and filled with joy and humility? Come visit us. Let us help you make sense of your world. Spiritual growth and mentoring are a big part of our program. We offer one-on-one nutritional, health evaluations, spiritual coaching, and transformative retreats. Maybe it's time in your life to step up to your highest calling, deepen your understanding and meaning of life, and connect with your inner values. What is your heart's desire? Ask yourself, what is your heart's desire? Do you know? What about your intention for the next day, week, year, 3 years, 5 years? Have you been flourishing? Do you have an action plan, action steps? How do you experience and practice selflessness? What are your highest virtues? Come find out. Join us in our quest for completion. We've traveled the path, and now our life is now of service. Come join us.
So profound, Doc. Thank you for the wisdom. I see so many professional people like calling out for and starving for happiness. And I heard you say something, finding the courage, that kind of hit home. And I believe that for many, that denial is so profound. It's so powerful. And for others, they're unhappily content going through the motions of life. Renewing your life purpose in the second stage of life sounds really inviting. Finding balance and investing in time and money are the main excuses that we hear, that you hear, I'm sure, Dr. Amato. I know I do.
Yeah.
But I have seen many, including you, Doc, who have found tremendous value in making meaning, helping others, and making health and spirituality the primary importance of life. And I know it doesn't have to break the bank either.
Absolutely, Jake. Denial is powerful. We're all addicted to something, if only our thinking. And it's generally our old thinking, old behavior, old tapes, rooted in fear or pride. So launching into a life purpose renewal often requires an emotional competency, along with a glimmer of insight to understand and develop this innate spiritual intelligence of our birthright. And I keep going back. There's no school for this. Our families, didn't prize these attributes for the most part. Yet for many, the calling gets louder as we get older and we fulfill our destiny, and so people realize, there's no amount of success or avoidance that can keep us from what I like to call this final hurdle for mankind. Who are you and why are you here? So, come find out and stop running. We've helped thousands for years worldwide. It's really about freedom, be free, I say to people. Be free.
So, Doc, so this can happen, and this happens at any age, correct? Because I not only find myself recently, but my close family and friends a little bit lost and longing for purpose and finding that calling and that access to this kind of information. and opportunities to get reconnected. So I think that there's a huge and very valuable need for this, because you mentioned something that I think we can all relate to. And please, everybody, we encourage you to chat and join the dialogue here. But that is, we're not taught this. We're not educated about these concepts and how to tap into that innate intelligence. And like you always refer to, and I love it, is called that birthright we have. This isn't taught in the secular schools and education and in many of our families growing up.
Absolutely. And you could say discover or rediscover this innate calling.
Mm-hmm.
Many people have not even tapped into the knowingness, the gift, the birthright. So it's an unopened gift where others, had it at some point and are rediscovering it. These are the folks that are basically going through this renewed life purpose. Renewed, right? At some point in their life, they were on maybe a spiritual journey, or maybe they were on an optimum health quest, or they were taking better care of themselves. And then life happened, whatever.
Right.
So renewing is really about discovering or rediscovering. And, our society, most families, they rarely discuss things like this,
Mm-hmm.
life, happiness, the spiritual journey, and health from a holistic perspective. It just hasn't gone on in society because we're kept kind of dumbed down, if you will, for the most part. So this is why we've designed our retreats, so we can utilize a unified approach, teach people how to talk about it. We've developed language. We cultivate language. We give it's like a talking stick where people learn how to discuss this, take it home to their kids, their families, and move the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. This is amazing, Doc, and I believe everyone needs to really tap in and get on board with the Harmony Mountain and Inner Harmony's approach, the Inner Harmony approach, as you have named it, and learn more about the transformational retreats that you've referred to throughout at Harmony Mountain Institute for Living, this phenomenal environment that gives you the environment to tap in, learn, and apply these pillars. And if you've been on recently, we've been discussing parts and in sections of these different pillars for health and happiness that you need to learn and start to apply. What else, though, can you leave with us tonight, Dr. Amato?
Well, I always like to go back with intention. Intention is the key to all of this stuff, right? Learning, and then it's like training wheels. Developing an intention that says, okay, this makes sense, or yes, I used to be that way, and I need to deepen my life purpose or my relationship. So it begins with asking yourself questions like, are you extremely healthy? Are you extremely happy? Where do you find your joy? Is it a big part of how you plan your life or your week or your day? Do you feel like you are fully expressed in your life? Are you able to talk about anything and everything with somebody? Or do you have a community or a group of people or other kindred spirits or health conscious individuals? So, are you experiencing the fullness of life from the inside out? Are you able to talk about it? Then, I would suggest people, a big tool that we like to offer is that people journal. They journal their dreams. Even vision boarding is a great tool. Journal, create a vision board, short term, long term. It's really powerful. There's new books even coming out. I just heard of one, The Power of Eight. People are talking about this. Another vision board idea person, Lynn McTaggart, who's been around for a long time. Powerful. Group consciousness, like tonight, the groups, powerful. Bring your vision to our weekly webinar here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll breathe it in and breathe it out with you every week.
Yeah.
I have a niece getting open heart surgery tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I ask you to keep her in your thoughts and prayers, everyone. Develop your intention and then get quiet around it. Make your bucket list, from the inside out. Sit in quiet. Ponder. Make a list of the deeper questions and then ponder on them. And then find a kindred soul or ask to meet a kindred soil, abandonment. I was basically abandonment. It's something that, it's so common in today's world, even for people who weren't abandoned. I had 3 siblings, 1, 2, 3, and then there was me 6 or 8 years later. My parents were finished. They loved me, but they were onward and upward, So I had to deal with that, Self-love and forgiveness are so much the keys, Cultivating that relationship with your heart and your spirit, blows away any issues in the tissues and emotional problems rapidly, especially now in our work with quantum physics. As you know, with the quantum scale, Jake, moving past negative emotions and fear and pride, that have to do with abandonment and being good enough, and self-love is really an inside job. So becoming part of something larger than yourself and getting beyond the ego mind, that wants to dwell in isolation and have self-pity. Move on. Get happy in this breath. And then in this one, you see? Get out of the past. Let it go. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of letting it go, right? Then go help somebody else. Like one candle lighting another. So come let us light you up again, folks.
Wonderful. And I just want to remind everyone that this is a weekly webinar series hosted by Harmony Mountain Institute for Living, where Dr. Amato, the founder, and myself join you and welcome you to participate and practice and be able to share and be able to connect. And the Institute does a lot of amazing things, but if you're really liking what you're hearing today or you want more information, what I want to do is offer you that opportunity for those that stuck around and have been with us this evening, and for those who are watching this replay. This is an opportunity available for you. And what that is a free, absolutely no obligation discovery call to learn and see if a one-on-one session with Dr. Amato is right for you, or if you just need some advice on where and what direction might be best for you. Maybe the transformational retreat is something that you can actually plan into your life to drive these concepts in the practice of this home. Maybe it's not. We're not here to make that decision. That's your decision to be made. But we wanted to offer tonight to you right now a number that I want you to write down, and I'll type it in the chat as well. But write this number down and give us a call. That number is area code 570-558-7450. And I'll repeat that. It's 570-558-7450. And I'll also put a link where you can also book that call as well online. But we want you to know that we're building an intentional community. We are here for you. We want you to be collaborative in this journey that we're embarking on. And we want to also say how much we appreciate you for being on, taking time out of your busy week to get grounded, get connected, and to listen and hopefully gain some huge value from this. Because I know I do every week, Peter. love this. I'm starting to absolutely fall in love with Thursday nights because it gives me a chance to focus and listen and grow and strive to be better. So I'm going to post this for you guys. We always love to end on a closing meditation with Dr. Amato. So Dr. Amato, take it away. And again, we all appreciate you and we thank you for taking the time out of your busy week to be here with us and to help us connect with each other and to this wisdom that you're sharing.
Absolutely, Jake. And thank you so much for your service, brother. And before I do that, I want to answer a question I see that Rose posted. Basically, are the additional tools and resources we've mentioned tonight available prior to attending the retreat? It's a great question, Rose. And absolutely. Okay. So, my life in the service, we meet people where they're at. Most of our stuff is relatively, it could be relatively inexpensive. So we do a lot of online coaching. People could come for an hour, a 1 hour consult. This is what's going on in my life. Give me some tools and suggestions. That's my budget. Thank you. You see, or once a week, once a month, once every 3 months. We're just here to help people. So there's no issue too small or too big. So we go soup to nuts, Rose. We go A to Z. We'll help you in a small way that suits your time and your budget, or complete transformation with our retreats. Online, we see private clients daily in the live, here in northeastern Pennsylvania, or wherever I happen to be, showing up in the world. So absolutely, all of this is available in any way you'd like it. Right, Jake?
Absolutely, yeah. You well said. And Lynn asks a quick question: Do you help with abandonment?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, it was a core issue in my life and world many years ago. I worked my way through it. So therefore, I teach who I am based on where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
Because all these issues are so very similar. I have a background, a master's degree in psychology, so that helps me a lot with people on the spiritual journey that has so much to do with our relationship to emotions and the family systems.
Mm-hmm. And something too I want to just mention to everybody is, there's maybe somebody that isn't on with us tonight too. Maybe somebody in your circle of influence, a loved one or a good friend, or please share that number, share this information, share the webinar link, and you'll get a replay email tomorrow with this information. But please pass the torch, carry this forth. And if that's you, take advantage. Give us a call and schedule a time where we can discuss things more pertinent to you, more customized. Because one thing I know with Dr. Peter's work, Dr. Amato's work is, and you just said that, Peter, you just said it beautifully. You meet people where they're at. And when we're on the public forum, we're not able to go deep. You're not able to get specific with a certain condition, a certain stress, a certain element or blockage that's limiting you from reaching and fulfilling your life's purpose. When you speak intimately one-on-one with Dr. Steve, with Dr. Amato, with myself, with our team, you get to connect at that level. And that's really the next step for those wanting more information. And again, it's just your time. It's your time. You don't have to do anything, but there are options that are anywhere from a consultation that you can invest in and gain huge value from, or you can look at seriously joining us at one of the transformational retreats that are just remarkable that we're going to go through in soon about details of that, Peter. with the details that I look forward to do as well for all of you. So stay tuned and please join us each week. Join us. You don't have to chat. You don't have to connect, but just join and make this part of your habit. It will pay dividends. I guarantee it. If you can calm and just receive some of this guided meditation and some wisdom. Are you kidding me, Peter? This is this is gold. Or you could turn on CNN or Fox News and be totally in the rat race. Give yourself some real fuel, real fuel. And don't worry, I'm not going down that road. Just like I know you didn't want to go down the pharmaceutical road and mainstream medicine. We're not going to go. This isn't a political show.
Or the telecommunications industry.
Right.
That.
Lynn says, thank you both for tonight's meeting. Well, you're very welcome, Lynn. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, sorry we were late. So let's get that intention cooked up, gang.
All right, let's close.
Close out. Close the eyes. Plant a seed based on our talk tonight, whatever that is for you. Let it be your intention if you don't already have one. Let it be for yourself or another. Please include my niece this evening, 9 a.m., open heart surgery. Love her to pieces. Defective valve since birth. Take your intention. Put on the half smile. Feel into the silence. Listen to this big picture that we've cultivated, that you're part of, that is so much bigger than us. This river, this flow, this sense of peace, this calm that you bring into your world and carry your light, be a candle, and then become a torch. Inhale through the crown, peace, love, joy, and surrender. Exhale it down the body, out the feet. Peace, love, joy. Surrender the baggage. Give up the past. Know you're loved and loving. Know you're enough. Always were, always will be. Be enough for yourself. Let the half smile guide you into the place of love. Open your heart center and know you're loved. Love. Love. Give yourself a hug. Have a great week, everybody. I love you, and thanks for being here. Namaste.